Tom.
Hello everybody, Tom Fox here. Welcome back to more Shovel Knight Specter of Torment. In the last episode, we went to the Tower of Fate entrance, beat up Black Knight, and apparently killed Terrapin, and reunited Red with his long-lost wife. From a skull that we actually found in the flying machine. So we actually waited an entire level, 2 levels actually, before actually reuniting him. In this episode, however, well, before we get going, there's one thing I wanted to mention here. Red says he's looking to collect all of the skulls. All the red skulls that we found so far. There are 100 in total. We have found 98. The last 2 are going to be in the final level where you fight the boss. Here's where the problem lies. You can't get the bonus from this on your first playthrough. You basically have to come back post-game after you've cleared the final boss with the 2 skulls in hand in order to get the completion bonus for this. So it can be helpful, like, what you get from this. And, like, you know, it does help out if you need to, like, backtrack it all to get anything else. But the problem with that is the only 2 things you could collect were the wisps and the red skulls themselves. So there's really no point in getting this. Like, it'd be nice to have it for the final battle, but you really can't have it. But anyway, just so I don't have to haphazardly tack on what you get at the end of this video, I'm just gonna show you what happens here. Oh, you have 2 red skulls. I'll pay you 500 gold for each. Ah, that's the last one. Well done. As thanks, I've prepared a little surprise. Follow me once more into the tower depths. This place look familiar? Would you look at this rubble? What possibly could have happened here? Who could say? Indeed. Well, here's what I found. I want you to have it. Donovan's set. Adopt the visage of your former self. Impeccable, isn't it? Really, it's like it was made just for you. I found these alongside it. Not quite magical enough for my taste. Hardly worthy of being called curios. Caltrops. Scatter spikes in front of unsuspecting foes. Thank you, Red. The pleasure is all mine. Both of us might be a touch too sentimental for the undead life. I don't know what you're plotting against the Enchantress, but be careful, Specter Knight. And now we can see that we are dressed like Donovan. One thing that I never got a chance to go over, though, is I want to see if you can actually change your outfit here. Yes, Donovan's set is there, so if I can change to Donovan's armor from this area here. But now you wield his sword instead of his scythe as well. Very amazing, very cool. Very Donovan. So that's a really neat piece of equipment you get from that. Having you know, like being able to look like Donovan. On top of that, you also get the caltrops, which fills in this last space here on your curios. So if you were like, you know, like, oh man, my OCD's kicking in, I can't really stand that, then you know, you got it. And it counts the fully upgraded curio, so like you don't have to go to the amalgamation guy to get it fully upgraded. Anyway, let's head on over to Tower of Fate, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. My lord, are you prepared to go to the Tower of Fate? Oh, no, it is 4 question marks, but he's asking a question, so the 5th one's on the end. I was confused by this when I first saw it in the practice run. Like, it took me so long to realize this. Anyway, if you played Shovel of Hope or Plague of Shadows, this should look familiar. Hone your edge. So, as always, you know this floor is collapsible, so let's go down. Or up, as it were. Yep, considering that we've already done all we can throughout the Tower of Fate depths, might as well go up instead of down. Here we're starting off with a familiar sight. Okay, I hate that. Oh no, okay. I am not a big fan of that portion. I'm really bad at it. Okay, let me try that again. Anyway, we come up here, flip up, there we go. You can see there's a little bit of a ledge going up. Well, you're kind of wondering yourself, well, how do I get to that? Well, pretty simply, actually. You can see another one has just appeared there. Just need to make your way over here carefully so you don't, you know, fall off and die. And we'll jump up to this one. I'm just like checking to see like where these things are and aren't. And this also is an elevator for you to go up. In one of my failed recordings, while I was holding down here, I accidentally moved it a little bit to like the left, and I ended up killing me. So, interesting thing here. You think, okay, so maybe there's something over to the left that we can do. You come over, it's like, oh, there's a wall. But then, like, you jump up and there's no more of that wall. So you're like, well, what do I do? Well, you just keep going left and then you see there's a cliff there. Or a ledge, I should say. This is a little bit deceptive what they do here. You can jump up on top of the area here. However, you try to go over here, there's no way down. It just walls it off. So what they want you to do is you can use the top as sort of a guide to sort of like pinpoint where all the stuff is. And here are our last 2 red skulls, as well as a pink diamond, some darkness, and a dead chicken. I'm sorry, a post-Thanksgiving turkey is what I've opted to call them. So let's once again be of the utmost care when coming through this area, because it is slightly treacherous. And when I say slightly, I mean very. It is very treacherous. Fortunately, I don't think we have to worry about it too much, considering that we are already here, climbing our way to the top. And the lighting candles can only mean one thing. The final boss is at hand. I can never be too careful on those, so I always like wait it out a little bit. Give you a little bridge to get up to this platform here, get you a little bit of some darkness refills, and let's go.
Oh, it's you. Have you come all this way to report your progress? Where is my 8th knight?
None of that matters anymore. Prepare to face your demise, Shield Knight. Your treachery ends here.
My treachery? I grant you new life. But now you intend to take mine? Perhaps showing you mercy was a mistake, one I will not repeat.
So basically an embodiment of pure evil versus somebody who is wanting revenge. Could it be poetic? Maybe. Maybe. But after you get her down to about, let's see, if I can even get her, after you get her down to 6 hits there, she'll start doing her dive bombing attacks, and we'll be under the map here. Just like in Shovel of Hope, she can use the ground. Oh boy, oh boy. Might want to get my withered skull ready here. It's really hard to jump across these, but now she elevates those as platforms, and unfortunately she already took some of that platforming away from me, so that is really bad. Even more of it that I need to get even up to her in order to be able to attack her is already gone. Oh, I didn't even get the, oh no. This is not going well. I'm gonna use this skull here to regain some health. Oh boy. So here she comes with another one of these flame attacks to make more platforms for you. Awfully neighborly of the deer enchantress. And now she has created all these platforms and will use that to destroy the bottom platforms. So now you can no longer go down anymore. And if she destroys too many of the platforms, it becomes almost impossible to beat her. We've seen this attack before in Shovel of Hope where she creates new platforms. Unfortunately, though, she does not seem to want to come up here, and that is really annoying. Come back up, please. I'm gonna take the hit here and just heal with the skull. Oh, for the love of God, come up. Finally! Oh my God. She has 3 hits left on her at this point. 2 now. 1. There we go. Down goes the enchantress.
Oh, weakling. Rise, my child, come to me. Yes, my queen. Specter Knight has lost faith in our power. Let us show him your perfect self.
Release Rise. Haven't you done enough?
I'd give anything to serve you. Do with me what you will. My child, drink deep of the darkness. Reveal your full potential.
Meet our final boss, Rise. And that is another thing I would like to say that I absolutely love about this game. Rise, as well as many of the other optional bosses, were created by people who back this on Patreon, and they have become integral to the story. It is really amazing. Rise's boss fight comes in multiple phases as well. Each phase sort of triggers every time you deal at least like 3 or 4 hits onto him. As you can see, after the first phase, he starts shooting these little laser beams out of his fingers there. He also starts, he would have thrown those fireballs at me anyway, before, but now we're on to his, third phase, where he'll now shoot, fire out of his fingertips to light the rail on fire, which can hurt you. We're having a very easy time at this. This was not nearly as easy when I fought him the first time. Now entering into his fourth phase, where part of the rails actually disappear and you're only down to one rail left. And if we could just hit him a little bit more, boom! Feat accomplished, untouched. That is the first boss I've ever beaten without getting hit by anybody. Wow.
Stay back. You've taken all that I have. I will not serve you a moment longer.
Fair enough. Rise has proven a loyal servant. He'll be the perfect final knight of the Order of No Quarter.
No, leave him. I will serve as your 8th knight. Take me instead.
Oh, now you're ready to bow before my might?
I am yours to command. But first, the final act of my volition.
Ha! Rise has played his part well. With the power of the locket squandered on this whelp, your life is forfeit. Now you belong to me.
Donovan?
Henceforth and forever you will serve me in the Lich Yard. A fitting post, don't you think?
With Rise defeated and re-healed, the locket now completely drained of power, and the Dark Mirror broken, we have finished the game. Pridemore Keep, King Knight. As you can see, we can see some of the changes taking place that will turn Pridemore Keep into King Knight's castle. Here we see how the things that happen that are in Shovel Knight become. Troupple Pond. You recall the Acolyte who was the master of the Dark Mirror, right? Well, this is what became of him. He became the Troupple, the Troupple Acolyte. Lich Yard, Specter Knight. This used to be a bustling town, but in order to make way for Specter Knight, everything in it is being destroyed. Iron Whale, Treasure Knight. Although with it being such like a bittersweet ending, we do get a little bit of comedic points. For example, Treasure Knight wearing the visor and on an adding machine, giving people out their pay. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Flying Machine Propeller Knight. This Propeller Knight sends his fleet into action to serve the Enchantress. The fleet takes flight. And another funny thing you can see there is that rooster is the airship enthusiast we see at the Armor Outpost in Shovel of Hope. Explodatorium, Plague Knight. You can see Horus there, but on top of that, Bubbling Chemistry. Love that one. Lost City Mole Knight. Haven't gotten some sweet deal from our good friend, the Enchantress. Mole Knight can let off some steam. And as we saw in Shovel of Hope, this Armor Outpost is overrun with enemies. And it's up to Shovel Knight to reclaim it in the name of the citizens here at the Armor Outpost. Clockwork Tower Tinker Knight. You can see how he's turning different weapons and whatnot, and training turning the swords into the flying daggers, training mages to become the mechanical mages, and turning rats into the mechanical rats. Automated assembly. Engineers, like I said, engineers are going to be useful in building the army. Stranded Ship Polar Knight. This one's probably my favorite. Tending to the wounded. Poor Terrapin. Polar Knight is really is a gentle soul. He won't let anyone know about it. Village. In safe hands at last. As Specter Knight leaves Rise in the doorstep of someone to help raise him. Tower of Fate.
There's no hope of stopping her.
Or, I'm sorry.
There's no hope of stopping her. The Order with no quarter will sweep through the land without mercy. She's too strong.
The strength of her former self gives me hope that she could be reached.
A fool's errand. She will destroy you as she did me, and show no remorse. I have no choice but to serve. I am now bound to her, perhaps forever.
Then maybe we shall cross paths again. Keep her safe, Donovan. Dark times await us all.
And now we see how Specter Knight gets his signature look in Shovel of Hope. And there we are. Specter of Torment. This game, at the time of recording this and at the time of its release, is only out on the Nintendo Switch. This will be available in April, so to those of you that are getting it then, feel free to use this as a guide. This is... I don't know how they keep managing to do this, but Shovel Knight, great. Plague of Shadows, I thought was better than Shovel Knight. This, I think, is better than Plague of Shadows. Like, all of them have, like, their good points, but in the end, like, in terms of, like, raw gameplay, I think this is the best thing they've put out so far. Like, it's amazing to me. And it's really neat to see, like, what happens before the plot of Shovel Knight. Like, all we knew from Shovel of Hope is that the Enchantress brought together the Order of No Quarter. But we don't know how she did it, and here we get to see a little bit of the past of that. There are a few mysteries that still remain, some of which we may get to at a future point. But in total, like, this game in the long run, this overall project of Shovel Knight was just, it's so good. I'm sorry, like, I know I'm gushing here, but this is probably one of my favorite games to come out in the past, like, 15 years. Like, the two, like, I don't know, like, I'm so glad that Shovel Knight came out. I'm so disappointed that I didn't get a chance to back it. I mean, I guess buying it is still, like, showing support to it, and maybe doing the Let's Play will encourage more people to go out and buy it, whereas, I don't know, like, maybe it'll cause other people to just, like, watch it and be like, yeah, I saw the game, so I don't really need to play anymore. And that's, like, that's one of the real conundrums with Let's Playing in general, but I'm not gonna go into that. At any rate, though, like, the story is really solid. It shows, it gives, like, a nice drama, and, like, shows, it really is, like, it's a great prequel to Shovel Knight, Shovel of Hope. And it doesn't, like, detract from it at all. Whereas Plague of Shadows ran alongside Shovel Knight, this game served as a great prequel and a great setup stage for Shovel of Hope. You can go into this game without having played Shovel of Hope and know all that you need to for Shovel of Hope. It is a little bit spoilery for Shovel of Hope at times. I think they intend you to play Shovel of Hope first. And how many times can I say Shovel of Hope? But yeah, they do intend you to play, I feel like they intend you to play that first and use this to sort of like fill in the gaps for certain things. And one of my favorite things about this in general, like this like game, or this particular game in general, is that it shows the origins of one of the relics. Like the locket that he's got there. Like we saw at the end of Plague of Shadows that he went into a chest looking for where Plague Knight took the locket out of and was completely distraught. And now we see him like in this prequel, like lovingly staring at that locket. The locket becomes a central point for him. Like that is how he, that is what is like, that's what encourages him to go on to get his, like, his life back. And what he uses at the end to revive Rise. As you can see, total item completion 98% because we still have to deliver those 2 skulls back to Red. Lost 0 total gold. I'm really proud of that one. But it's just amazing. On top of that, the characters, like the side characters that were made by Kickstarter backers, becoming like integral to the plot, like Rise being a big character in this, and the Phantom Striker even being an integral character in this. But anyway, see here at the Lich Yard. Does this area look familiar at all? It should.
Your boy is a handful, Lewin, but he will be safe. That's a promise I can now keep. Well, one last reverie.
And you simply made off with his boots? Incredible. That's one way to make a grand escape. I was reckless in my youth, much like my own son. Brash, naive. It's a wonder I've lived to tell such tales. Nonsense. We two shall prosper for 100 years, and your boy takes after his father. He does. Donovan, I've been meaning to give you something.
Is this a locket?
I worry about him, Donovan. He's grown too fast. If fate should claim him before my time, he'll have no one to protect him from his own flights of fancy. This is an old family keepsake. You are family to me, and I would hope you'd be family to Rise. Lewin, I would lay down my life to save his. I promise.
So now we know. Now we know why Rise recognized Donovan. And how Lewin is and how like you know why all of this happened in the first place. But anyway, thank you all for joining me here on Shovel Knight Specter of Torment. See you all next Let's Play.